Hello and welcome. This is Authenticity Calling, and I am your host, Ralitza Spassova. I have been called to create this podcast way back in 2020 when things finally slowed down in our world. I heard this authentic calling to my truth, to living my most inspiring life, to sharing my gifts with the world, and really calling people forward to take aligned action towards their truth. Authenticity Calling is all about sharing our gifts. Every single guest who comes on the episode is here to share their gifts with you. And my hope is to inspire you to take aligned action towards your truth. Whether you're here to learn something new, just to be entertained, or to hear authentic, inspiring conversations, and just to listen, I welcome you. I hope that these podcast guests will inspire you to think about the world, maybe a little differently. Hopefully, they'll give you perspective, some inspiration, call you forward to take aligned action to your truth. I have to say, my life absolutely transformed when I decided to slow down, to really listen to my truth, to look at myself in the mirror, to honor the person that was looking back at me. Instead of distracting myself, busy on my path, not living my whole authentic truth and making excuses about why I couldn't do something or why I shouldn't be where I'm really meant to be, I decided to slow down and really get inspired by different people. I hired mentors, coaches, I took programs, I invested in myself, and I am so glad that I did. I'm here with you today, sharing my most authentic expression, really trusting what comes through for me. And that is the gift of tapping into our truth, living our authenticity calling journey. Authenticity calling to me is really tapping deep within and trusting our intuition, trusting the universal guidance, trusting God, Mother Nature, whatever you want to insert into this space, whether it's the universe, whether you follow a specific religion, whether it's your mentors or your spirit guides. All of these things to me are the same when they speak the language of alignment to our path, our calling, what we're meant to do in this physical lifetime to honor the gifts that we came here with. They're here for us to share. This podcast is so much greater than anything that I could create on my own. It has a life of its own. So me being here with you today is just me honoring my authentic calling to create a safe space for people to come and share their gifts, to have authentic conversations about alignment, about the steps that people took to create where they are now. And in the beginning, it's scary. It's scary to say no to something that we've done our whole lives. It's scary to be bold and brave and step out of our comfort zone. It can be really uncomfortable at the beginning. But I have found so much joy and bliss along this path that I have said yes to creating this podcast, finally allowing it to come through me, to come to life, so that you can be inspired, so that you may take aligned action, take messy action, take inspired action, but do something that lights you up today. Follow your passions. Allow them to guide you towards your alignment, towards your purpose in this lifetime, so that everything you say, every step that you take, every person that you meet feels truly aligned to your calling, so authentic and so holistic that your spirit, your soul, your purpose, your path, you will be lit up by every step you take. Synchronicity is a word that I use often, and it used to mean happy coincidences for me. When I followed my path in the beginning, I would know that I'm on the right path because I would feel all of a sudden alive again. I wouldn't know what it was that made that happen, but I knew that I took the right action in the right direction. And the universe always reminded me, whether it was by angel numbers, I would see 1111 or 111 or 222. That was my gift. We all have different gifts. Maybe it's a butterfly that comes by, a spirit animal. Maybe it's someone saying something to you that reminds you of your greatness. Maybe it's just feeling that moment of joy and bliss, looking at something that inspires you. Whatever that is, today I invite you to honor your truth, honor the gifts that this life has for you, and honor the gifts that you have for this life. Take action. Take action towards your passion. Take action towards your purpose and exceed your potential. Because right now, so many people are stuck living a life that's just mediocre, just getting by, paying the bills in relationships that they're not inspired by. They're not truly who they are. They're afraid to speak their truth. And if this is you, it's okay. The path to your truth starts with your own personal awareness of where you're at, your acceptance of where you're at, and then aligned action. And that is the beauty of this lifetime. It is so purposeful. It is so forgiving. We get to look back at our lives and find the thread, that silver lining that brings our path together. That's why I call myself a life alchemist. I have recognized that my gifts are to see people in their purpose, to call them forward to that purpose, and to really share what comes through for me so that they can live their greatest life, their most inspired life, their most purposeful gifts that they have so that they can express them in this world. So I hope that this podcast brings you to that place, to your magic, to your gifts. I hope that the guests that we have on this podcast, that they inspire you. Maybe it's somebody that you're meant to work with. Please reach out to them. You can check the show notes on how to get in touch with any of the guests here. I truly believe that every single person who's been brought to me, everyone that I've reached out to, anyone that's reached out to me, is genuinely such a gift in this world, and they're here to serve their purpose, and they are. And because they're here, they're sharing their gifts with you at no cost at all. So if you feel inspired to take action, to work with them, or even just to reach out and say hi, don't be shy. Every single person who's here has said yes to being here to share their gift with you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the first step towards your authenticity calling journey. Thank you for being here to listen. Thank you for supporting the podcast. If you hear anything here that inspires you or that reminds you of someone that you know, please share it with them. Like, comment, share generously. The truth is that if each and every one of us follows our authenticity, if we commit to our truth and living the most authentic lives that we can, we will create a world that is so aligned, so passionate, and so inspiring. We will help each other. There is no such thing as competition, and we can all thrive. I do this for myself. I do this for my son, and I do this for so many generations to come. Our world is such a beautiful place, and every single human being that's here deserves unconditional love, to dive deep into their passions and their purpose and to really live that life committed to their wholeness, committed to their truth, a truth that serves everyone. So today I invite you to dive deep into yourself and ask yourself some important questions. What is my most authentic expression? How can I be a gift in this world? What am I so genuinely appreciative of? And how can I express myself fully in order to take aligned action towards that truth? to support and serve others, to really show up in this lifetime the way that I am meant to. I am so deeply grateful and honored for you being here, for all of our guests on this podcast, and for aligned action, because it literally saved my life. Wishing you so much joy and bliss and abundance and alignment for this new year and all the days to come. Regardless of whether you find this on January 1st, 2024 or 2084. I don't know how long this podcast will be around, but I hope that it serves you in every way that it's meant to. Please feel free to reach out for me. I would love to work with you. I would love to have you as a guest on this podcast. If you feel that you've committed to your authenticity calling journey and you have gifts that you want to share with our listeners, I would absolutely be honored to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. And I wish you all the best. Mwah.